everybody, I am Arglefump, and this is Nancy Drew number 3, Message in a Haunted Mansion.
Hi, it's Nancy Drew. Welcome to my latest cyber mystery, Message in a Haunted Mansion. Choose your difficulty level to start off. If you're new to adventure games, you might want to click on the tutorial button to learn how to play the game.
I really love how they call this a cyber mystery. Just makes it seem so much more fun. This game was released in the year 2000, so it's like, ooh, cyber mystery, computers are all new and fancy. But I am playing this game in 2022, and so at this point, pretty much everybody knows what computers are. People have grown up using computers for all their lives, so computers are not as new and fancy anymore. Wow, I guess that means this game is 22 years old, huh? That's a pretty old game. Yeah, that game, if this game was a person, it would be able to vote and drink alcohol. Although I would not recommend drinking alcohol while playing this game. Let's get started, everyone.
Dear Bess, hello from stormy San Francisco. This time I'm staying in a beautiful Victorian mansion. You'd love the room I'm in. It's full of old Chinese furnishings and some interesting knickknacks. The owner of the house, Rose Green, is a friend of Hannah and asked me to come out and help her with some renovation work. She and her friend Abby hope to turn the place into a bed and breakfast by next month. But from what I gathered, Rose isn't sure if she can open in time. Ever since they started the renovations, they've had a lot of accidents. Could it be just bad luck, or is there something more sinister at work? I'm sure I'll find out. Love, Nancy.
It's very fun that this game takes place in San Francisco, because I was just in San Francisco a few weeks ago, and that was fun. I got to visit relatives. We didn't get to visit Alcatraz. I wanted to visit Alcatraz, maybe leave the kids there, and then not have to worry about them again. Just kidding. But Alcatraz and lots of those boat tours, those fun boat tours, are still closed because of the coronavirus. So that's kind of a bummer. San Francisco was fun. We stopped by the Full House house, actually, which I think is great.
It's locked.
But this is probably a stupid thing to say, but I was surprised that the Full House house, the trees, they have trees in front of the house. Those trees are all bigger now, so those trees have grown in the past 30 years. So you can't really see the houses anymore. They're definitely privacy trees. So that was interesting. It's like, oh, okay. And I love this notebook of Nancy's. This is like a proto notebook. It's not a very useful notebook, but it is kind of cool. It's got accidents and who's who. Later games will have a good notebook, which was super useful. This one, wow, this tells me barely anything. It's interesting. I did find, we went to Golden Gate Park, which is, they've got 2 big parks in San Francisco. So we went to Golden Gate Park, and they had a traffic cone. Instead of saying San Francisco traffic, it said Yerba Buena traffic. And I had to take a picture because they mentioned Yerba Buena in this game. It's great. I like it. Let's see.
It's stuck.
I think we can unpry this.
It's stuck.
At some point. I think we can get a tool to unpry that area. Let me check. Using the creaky staircase. Very creaky. Yeah, let's see. What else did I do in San Francisco? I got some clam chowder. Clam chowder is delicious. Went to the zoo. That's always fun. I'm getting stuck in this corner here, and I'm not sure why. I didn't get stuck in a corner.
It's stuck.
Traffic was crazy.
It's stuck.
Oh, I can't...
It's stuck.
Can't use that to open up the vent? Well, that's sad. That's sad, yeah. Well, now I remember, because we were stuck in traffic for so long, the song We Don't Talk About Bruno, it came on the radio like twice. I heard it more in like 2 days in San Francisco than I did in like the past month up in Oregon. So We Don't Talk About Bruno, huge hit in San Francisco. Just huge. Absolutely massive. Alrighty. There is no platypus at the San Francisco Zoo. Speaking of San Francisco Zoo, you know, they got rid of their hippopotamus. Their hippopotamus was sent to the Cincinnati Zoo, and they had a plaque which said the Cincinnati Zoo is changing the hippopotamus's name. I didn't know you could do that! So whenever an animal goes to a new zoo, the new zoo gets to pick a new name for the hippopotamus. I'm like, come on! Bruce the hippopotamus is going to be so confused that people are calling him by a totally different name.
Hello, Nancy. I see you've arrived safely from your long journey. But I'm sensing an aura of danger around you. I can tell you're an inquisitive type, a little skeptical, and that you don't believe in ghosts.
How do you know I don't believe in ghosts?
I know many things. I know how to communicate with the spirits, and I know things about people that they don't tell me. Call it intuition or ESP. The spirits in this house are interested in you, especially since you don't believe in them. Watch out. They may give you a rough time just to get your attention.
Somebody asks, did I go to the famous Winter Festival in San Francisco? Is that the festival where everybody dresses up like Victorian era people? Like this house. This house was made in the Victorian era. So like the 1800s? Do I dress up like somebody from the 1800s and dance around in the park? Yes, of course I would do something like that. It sounds awesome.
Do you think these spirits are responsible for the recent accidents?
I sense a very strong but restless spirit within these walls. And a restless spirit can soon become an angry spirit.
Does your intuition tell you who could be behind these recent accidents?
I'm not sure, but for some reason the name Valdez has a strong connection with this mansion.
Do you have any more information on Mr. Valdez?
Now, if you will please excuse me, I need to prepare myself for this evening. At that time, more will be revealed.
She just completely ignored my question. Yeah, that's rude. How rude. Alrighty. So they definitely do have those old Victorian houses in San Francisco, but as this game indicates, the houses are really, really old and kind of in need of renovation. Kind of in need of renovation, but they also have houses which are like pseudo-Victorian houses, which sort of look like the sort of Victorian houses, sort of like, say, the Full House house. You know, it sort of looks like it's in the style, because that way it fits in with the neighborhood and stuff like that. But that house is definitely not built in the 1800s. And let's see, let's talk to Charlie. Hey, Charlie, my man. Now, everybody likes Charlie. He is voiced by, I believe his name is Scott. Scott Carty, I think is his name. He plays Ned in most of the Nancy Drew games. I believe he plays Ned in all the Nancy Drew games besides games 1 and 2. So if his voice sounds familiar, that's because this guy is Ned. He's secretly Ned in disguise.
Hi, you must be Nancy. My name's Charlie.
Hi, Charlie. You must have a lot of experience to work on such a big house.
No, but I learned quickly. Even Lewis said so. Have you met him yet? He's helping Rose with the house. Yeah, he showed me how to do some of the remodeling work.
This is a very giant house, by the way. Oh, man.
No, I haven't met him yet. Does he work for Rose?
He's an antique dealer, I think. I guess he does consulting work for Rose, like on Victorian furnishings and stuff.
How do you not know about this guy? You were the one who brought him up, not me.
Do you have any idea why there's been so many accidents on this project?
I have no idea. People are blaming me, but it's not my fault. I know what I'm doing. I know how to do this work. Listen, Nancy, I really need to get back to work. I'm repairing some floorboards, so be careful walking around. Rose was looking for you earlier. Maybe she has something for you to do. See ya.
So what is he doing, by the way? I think he's painting that piece of paper. Not paper. like a floorboard. I don't know, maybe he's polishing the floorboard? I don't quite understand it. I think we've got puzzles here.
It's stuck.
Do I use this on it?
It's stuck.
Oh man, I need to find something that I can use it for. It sounded like I was going to play Mary Had a Little Lamb for a second there. That was not on purpose. I did not know that. Let's see. We've got music here, I believe. Swanee River. So that is the symbol for river in Chinese. Alrighty, yeah. So Chinatown is like 4 or 5 blocks south of the wharf. You know, Fisherman's Wharf, the big touristy area. So we did not get a chance to see Chinatown while we were in San Francisco, unfortunately. We wanted to, but the one daughter was basically done with exploring for the day, and so we had to delay those plans, which is a shame, but it's okay. So here's the schedule. This tells us when the characters are going to be where. We've got a clock over here in the bottom left-hand corner. There's just something interesting this game tries with time. I'm not sure it works perfectly, but I do think it is an interesting concept to have like specific times and such. And we see this happen in a lot of the other Nancy Drew games where there's a running clock, and that's good. $1 million. That is a very expensive fire earthquake damage. Like earthquake damage, especially in San Francisco, as this game tells us, there are big earthquakes in San Francisco. We will learn about one of them. And now we're going to talk to Rose Green. She is the owner of the house, and as people note, she has a tendency to like tilt her head to the left-hand side, just bob her head left and right, like she's rocking out.
Hello, Nancy. I'm very glad you could come out here. We can really use your help, seeing how far we are behind schedule. Are you all ready to do some renovation work?
I am ready, Freddy.
I sure am. This house must have quite a history. What do you know about it?
Not very much, but Abby found some interesting old papers that might give us clues about the history of the house. They're in the parlor if you want to take a peek. There's also an old-time saloon in the basement, so it's possible the house was once a hotel.
All right.
A saloon? Oh, this place really does have a history. Who was the original owner?
Almost all the records on these old houses were destroyed in the Great Earthquake, so we don't know much about the origins of the place. Abby thinks all our accidents were caused by some restless spirit or a curse. I'm not one to believe in bad luck, but it's been one thing after another. Maybe Charlie doesn't have the expertise for these renovations, but his rates are so affordable. I sometimes wonder, though, if this old house would be worth more burned to the ground. Enough chit-chat. Hannah tells me you're a real pro with puzzles. Take a look in the corner. Those wood tiles should fit inside the inlay pattern of the floor. Abby and I tried for hours, but it's just too complicated. I'm sorry for not introducing you around, but everyone posts their schedule here in the dining room. It's kind of like Command Central. Let me know how far you get with that puzzle. And thanks again for helping us, Nancy.
Alrighty. So, this is a difficult puzzle. This is a tough puzzle. I'm going to save my game right here. And I think I will call this, what will I call it? The puzzle. Really descriptive name here. Let's try something else. Let's try, cheeseburger. Let's go with that. Great, now let's do this puzzle. Alrighty, so you want to get these various, pieces into place. I believe this goes here, but I'm trying to get it perfect so there are no gaps. No gaps at all. Got it. Nice. Yes, That looks good. Oh, I almost had it. There we go. Like the 3 big pieces. Those 3 big pieces are pretty easy to get. And then everything else you just have to get into place. There we go. This is going smoothly. Come on. Yeah, you'll notice it changes color when you're about to put a piece down. So that's your clue. You can put a piece down in a spot. This looks like I should be able to put a piece down there, but the game is not saying so, so... Got it. Now I just really hope that I can fit a piece inside these 2 spots. Because if I can't, that's going to be a pain. You do have to be pretty perfect with this puzzle. Get these pieces pretty precise. I personally would have made this... I would have given this puzzle more room for error. And this final spot is really easy to do because it's just a triangle. I'm pretty sure all these triangles are the exact same size myself.
I did it!
Did it! Alright, everybody! Yeah, we got that bird tile puzzle all figured out. Hey, Rose, how do you like me now, yeah?
How's that inlay puzzle coming along?
It is fantastic.
I finished it!
Wonderful! But now I've got something else for you. I set up a ladder upstairs so you can chip off the broken tiles on the hallway ceiling. You'll need to look around for a chisel or paint scraper for the job. I'm not sure where Charlie keeps them.
How did you find Charlie?
He just showed up one day. It was really odd. I remember Abby and I were in the basement talking about hiring someone to help us. 20 minutes later, the doorbell rang and there stood Charlie, looking for work.
Wow, he just showed up at your doorstep saying, hey, you want to hire me? And you're like, sure, we will hire you.
How did you meet Abby?
She was the drama coach back in River Heights, and we worked on a couple of plays together. My bid on this house was too low, so she pitched in her savings to help me get the place. If it weren't for Abby, I couldn't have afforded this place.
Well, I mean, this place is probably super expensive. It is in San Francisco. It's got to be worth over $1 million, easy.
What is Abby planning for tonight?
She's putting on some kind of seance tonight to contact these ghosts or whatever she thinks is causing all of these accidents.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Don't work too hard.
Alrighty then. Like, here are these houses. Look at these great houses. Oh, you could create like your own 4-poster bed? That's kind of neat, actually. So like convert your own bed into like a 4-poster bed just to make it look more old-fashioned. That's kind of cool. That actually is a really neat idea. I don't think my wife would let me do that, though. I think she'd get mad at me. Right. So, once you meet all of the various characters, I believe we can meet Lewis. So, I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. I believe once we meet Charlie and Rose and Abby, we can meet Lewis. I don't think Lewis shows up until we've met the other characters. Let's see, is Lewis here? Lewis, my man, where are you or not here? Oh, dear. Okay, there's a thing of chess. That's good to know. Want to do the maze game, everybody? Let's do the maze game. This is how we get the password to Lewis's computer, by the way. We play the maze game. Yeah! Somebody says I need to make a video where I convert a bed into a 4-poster based on those instructions. It's like, hey, I tried doing Nancy Drew 4-poster bed instructions. Here's what happened. Alright, and then when you press the M button, it makes a map show up. So that's actually pretty useful. So what, I turn right? No, I turn left? Oh no, oh no! such a slow maze game, but I imagine this was like beautiful when the game first came out. Everybody was so impressed by these graphics, and they are kind of cool. Like first person, what? Nice. Oh hey, I stepped on a light switch and now everything's bright. That's great. I think that's what happened. I'm not sure. Am I going the right way through the maze? Let's see. So I'm going to have to go down and around. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to go really far in this maze. Wow. This maze just reminds me of like an old screensaver from the 1990s. Yeah, this is a tough maze. It's like, do I go forward? No, I need to turn exactly here. It's like, I probably wouldn't have gotten that on my own without some trying. And these pillars look kind of cool. I mean, obviously, it's not really a three-dimensional pillar. It's just a picture of a pillar. But it still looks cool. The flying toaster screensaver, yes. I like the ones where we would write, you could make words appear. And so, like, in 8th grade, we just set the screensaver to say silly things like, you know, Nancy Drew is crazy, and Charlie smells funny. Stuff like that. And then we'd set the screensaver to show up in, like, 1 minute. And yeah, that would be like the ultimate prank, because then when recess was over, everybody'd come in, and then all the computers said Charlie was smelly. Oh man, yeah, that was the sort of joke I might have done. Alrighty. Almost there. Don't worry, there's nobody in our class named Charlie, so there was no Charlie there to be hurt when we posted silly things about Charlie. Okay, we found our way to the end of this maze game. Woo! Yeah! Alright. So, San Francisco guide. Okay, I don't need those files. So this gives his laptop its antiques. And his briefcase, we need to know his briefcase, so that's important. And then I don't think we can do anything else. Maybe trash? No, none of this stuff is available. Did he actually leave his briefcase behind? No, not this time. He leaves it behind after we, like, spy on him, unless I'm mistaken. We're gonna spy on this guy, yeah. Want to grab that. That is a tile. I think this is some sort of book puzzle. The Phoenix. Yeah, we're going to make a Phoenix picture later on in this game. Ooh, I did like the colored ball that morphed constantly. That was cool. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, here we can call people. I don't feel like we should call anybody yet. I feel like we want to meet Lewis. So I'm going to go upstairs. Tell you what, we'll go upstairs. Up this creaky staircase. There's Abby.
I need a paint scraper.
There's the paint scraper.
It's locked.
And we have that. We need the key. We need the key to open that. I believe the key is downstairs in the basement with Charlie. But we did that chore, so let's tell Rose.
How are the tiles coming along?
I'm all finished, but you should know what I found.
I'm sure it's very interesting. But unless it's really important, I've got other things to worry about. Let's see. If you're any good at fixing things, there's a dumbwaiter in the hallway that's not working.
Whose laptop is that in the library?
Lewis leaves it here, but he doesn't like people to use it. He said he's had trouble with viruses lately.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Don't work too hard.
How can you have trouble with viruses? This computer doesn't connect to the internet. Just saying. Okay, we need to fix the dumb waiter. I think the way we do that is by
The rope is cut.
finding something heavy to put on there. Something heavy, man. All right. So what time is it, dude? It is 12:45. Okay, when does Lewis show up? Where's my boy Lewis? Lewis is noon to 5 p.m. So Lewis should be here now. We're gonna try seeing him one more time. It's possible that I just went into his room too early. He only shows up at noon, okay? Oh, now it should be 1 o'clock. That is a creepy alarm clock. Whew. And that was like a scary sound. Lewis, my man, are you in here? Yes, he is here now. Let's see him.
Hello. I was so wrapped up in my book, I didn't hear you come in. My name is Lewis Chandler.
Hi, Lewis Chandler. I like your tie.
I didn't mean to startle you. I'm Nancy Drew. I came out to help Rose and Abby with the renovations.
Yes, well, I'm very glad you're here.
Well, I'm glad I'm here too.
Are you researching the history of this house?
Actually, I'm a bit in the dark about this particular property. However, as far as Victorian mansions go, I don't see anything remarkable about this one.
Ouch, jeez.
Abby thinks the mansion is haunted.
Does she? There have been documented cases of hauntings in older mansions. And I might add, not all of the hauntings were by friendly spirits.
Do you think a ghost is causing these accidents?
Accidents? I know Rose has mentioned some inconveniences like that wall covering and the light supplies, but I would hardly call those accidents. I'm sorry, but I'm quite busy at the moment, and although I'd like to talk, I really don't have the time. Please, excuse me.
I mean, you're not really doing anything, Lou.
I'm sorry, but I really must finish my work. Perhaps Abby can assist you. Good day.
Ouch. Feels like he just throws Abby under the bus there. He's like, maybe Abby can help you, because I'm not doing it. Not gonna help in the slightest. Ah! Did you see that? That thing just moved. It's creepy. We have some creepy hauntings in this game. I do like this game because it's got this creepy stuff. Ooh, exploring underneath the city. It's so cool. Woo!
It's good to know it's here.
Yeah, there's a fire extinguisher. That's nice. Some old records. Let's see. Dear sir, this house is going to the Ladies Protection and Relief Society. Nice. And subscribers. Valdez used to live here. Okay. So Valdez. Huh. He wasn't the person who was selling the house, though. That's a bit odd. Should we call someone? Let's call at least someone, okay? Figure I might as well. Let's call home. This is the only game where we get to talk to Hannah Gruen.
Drew residence, Hannah Gruen speaking.
Hi, Hannah.
Nancy, how are you? And how's Rose?
Fine, but I didn't realize she was so young. How did you meet her?
Doesn't she look great? You'd never think she was a day over 50. I met Rose at the River Heights Community Theater after she retired from the school district, don't you remember? Abby was working with us too. Have you met Abby yet?
Yes, she thinks the house is haunted.
Abby has always been a little dramatic, but Rose tells me she really believes in that spiritualism stuff. A waste of time, if you ask me.
This mansion must have cost a fortune. How did she afford it?
Rose spent her entire life savings on the house. If this doesn't work out, she won't have 30 more years to earn the money back. Well, I should let you get back to your renovation work. Thank you for calling. There's probably no reason for concern. But be on the lookout for anything unusual. Goodbye, dear.
Alright, everybody is yelling at me to save my game, so I will save my game. Saving the game. That's not how you spell saving. Whoops. Sorry. Well, I guess it was nice to talk to Hannah. Let's find some keys, shall we? Slam door, slam door. Leave. Ah, I hate that sound effect. What we do is we just show up late. Yeah, like 1 a.m. Charlie's not going to be around at 1 a.m. Oh, crying. Creepy, just so creepy. It's just all kinds of creepy. Do wonder what the other rooms of the house are. Like, bathroom maybe? One's got to be a bathroom.
It's stuck.
Alright, there's a... I mean, that's a passage we can't go through right now. But the cash register... One of these buttons opens it and gives us that key to upstairs. Nice, nice. Little hidey hole there, huh? Very odd. Yeah, and Charlie, look, Charlie was painting that all day and he's only painted that much. Charlie, dude, you need to work harder, buddy. I don't know what to say. He's just not a very good worker. It takes him forever to do. Ah! The door slammed shut in front of me. This game really does make it seem like the house is haunted. It is like terrifying sometimes. I wish we got to do more with Rose's area here when she's not there, but I think all we can do is take a look at this to-do list, which is like repair bills, polish the floors, oil the door hinges, repair the dumbwaiter, fix the broken doorbell. Wish Nancy could do that doorbell. Oh, and here's from... I love the hat. Look at Lewis's hat. He's got that as his letterhead. No wonder Rose hired this guy. He is classy. What a pleasure it is to meet you and Abby. As we've discussed, I'm extremely interested in examining the collection of old books which came with the house. These will help me considerably with my research of Victorian antiquities. In exchange, I'll be more than happy to consult with you on renovations. Victorian houses, not hoses. Victorian houses pose many difficulties, both structurally and aesthetically, especially for an amateur renovator like yourself. My expertise in this field could save you both time and money. I'll come over tomorrow at noon to show you the roof tiles I found. I also found a good deal on scaffolding equipment. Creepy. I wonder which room is Rose's room. I don't think we get to explore it. These stairs are not creaky like the other stairs are.
I see you.
Who was that? Why is he spying on me? It's creepy and yeah, I don't like it. So the key we found goes here. Leads us to this upstairs attic, which is kind of cool. This is just a pointless weird book. Alrighty. Don't know what the point of that book was. Man, we need a key to open up this. I know where that key is. It's in Nancy's room, but I didn't get it. I'll have to go to Nancy's room and grab that key if that's okay with everyone. Here we get a crowbar. Crowbars are handy. We will use it to break into the basement. And here's a book. Oh, man. Oh, no. Menford in a strange quarter of... Hey, not the enchanted dragon. Mrs. Magnificent showed me to the lovely meadows that she had purchased something that week, and we exchanged pleasantries about something in the Orient. Travels in the Orient. About our travels in the Orient. As the meal progressed, something man approached me, selling a curious puzzle box shaped like a pyramid. These appear to have been... Okay, you know what? That's as much reading as I can do. Do you guys really want me to read more? I mean, I will... Okay, should I keep reading in cursive? That's some tough cursive reading right there in that game. And in the meantime, I'll find at least another item. This creepy baby head, doll head, that's really creepy as well. Here's a useful item. It is an iron. I will need that. There is a flag. These are some papers. Golden Gate Gazette. I imagine these newspapers are worth a lot of money now, right? And here's a tile. We are collecting tiles. We need 3 of them. I found 2 of them. I think the 3rd one is on the stairs. And the final thing here is that snaps off, so you have to use the crowbar in order to escape from this area. Great. All right, so it looks like we have 53% in favor of me reading in cursive. Beautiful. So I will do that as soon as I grab the other key. Is that okay? So the other key, I believe, is here. I will use the thingy. There it is.
It's stuck.
Let's see.
It's stuck.
Can I use the screwdriver on this? Whoa! What is this? Is this some sort of... It looks like a speaker. Well, that explains the crying we heard earlier going down this area and the secret whispering. Somebody's got like a secret recording thing in here. All right, let's go back upstairs. All right, so the key I just got is the small one, which opens this. There's a picture of Lizzie Applegate. We'll learn about her later. And the Bandit's Treasure. This is the play that the Ladies Protection and Relief Society put on. Woo! At the hotel. That was this place. The Golden Gardenia Hotel. The Bandit's Treasure. Look at all these characters. We've got Derek and Francesca. Amelia. I can't read these. These are, like, hard to read. First bandit, second bandit, third bandit, fourth bandit, old man, old woman. Okay. Wow, I can't read this letter. Okay. Dear Pin, the letter shall serve as an this letter shall serve as an introduction for my faithful employee, Wang Tang, who has been employed in my service as head chef for 10 years. It is with much regret that I must discharge him, and were it not for the retirement of my establishment, I would still retain his services. Sincerely, E. Valdez. Alright, so we've got somebody who used to live here, and unfortunately he had to close the Golden Gardenia, this Valdez person, and had to let the chef go. This is a puzzle, unless I'm mistaken. The Bandit's treasure. I'll wait in your Buena town, in a house high above the sea. I traveled as far as the Golden Gate, where I held your treasure true, where the rainbow ends in Christmas gold and the phoenix rises too. Oh, my love, ride far and fast for me. I'll wait in your Buena town, in a house high above the sea.
Is there more to this music than what I'm seeing?
Yep, definitely a puzzle. I think we have this as well. There's so many things to look at in this drawer. I'm glad we opened it and got to read it. Alrighty, so let's close this now. And find that cursive book, which was right here. Is this the same handwriting as that other page we saw, or is this different? The meal progressed. He showed me the puzzle box shaped like a pyramid. There appeared to be no something or any semblance of its mechanism from the outside, and yet the solution to open the box was very intricate and involved. The nature was magnificent, and I became enchanted not only with the contraption, but with the artistic genius of the kindly old man. My maid maybe ran something with the oddity of renting a hotel whose rooms are puzzled full of traps and tricks, just like that pyramid box. In my broken Mandarin, I asked about the old man. Presumably this was the Chinese servant we were just reading about. This is him meeting Lizzie Applegate. Of employment something, and pressed him to return with me to engineer my next hotel. He became embarrassed, and my dining companion, something my loath camping attitude? My forthcoming attitude. He didn't like the forthcoming attitude. Even in the Far East, where their traditions are so different from, can't read that word, a woman is still confined to remain passive and meek, regardless of her passion or intellect. Seems like Lizzie Applegate is commenting upon like sexism she had to deal with back in the 1800s. I mean, that was before women were allowed to vote, and so she got a lot of grief for being, you know, an actress and you know, owning her own hotel. Because that was back before it was accepted that women were allowed to be actresses. For whatever reason, people thought women couldn't act. They said only men can be actors, which is ridiculous. Good for Lizzie Applegate for not conforming to sexist gendered stereotypes of the day. Let's go back to like 1 p.m.
Wake up, wake up, wake up!
I mean, that's something I do too. You know, when I first started out on YouTube, I got a lot of grief from people saying it's like, oh, you can't play Nancy Drew. This is a girl game. I'm like, I don't care. It's a fun game. I like these games.
The spirits wish to speak to you, Nancy. Tonight, I will channel their energies to deliver a message. Meet me down in the basement, if you dare. Please sit down.
We really don't have time for this.
Let us begin. We are gathered here tonight to contact the shades of those who have passed before us. Gaze into the crystal ball. It will answer all of our questions. What's that?
Who has called me forth from the great beyond?
We have. Are you the spirit known as Valdez?
I was once called that in the world of the living.
Are you the spirit who has caused these accidents?
I have come back searching for her, my wife. Where can she be?
The spirits have spoken. The seance is over.
We've got a busy day tomorrow, and no more time for these games, Abby. And make sure you blow out the candles on your way up. I don't want to wake up and find the house on fire.
I really love that scene, by the way. That is a really fun, entertaining scene. I think it's great. The seance, love it. Oh! So many cool special effects in that scene. Abby, how are you asleep? It's okay, it's 10 p.m. Fine. You could be asleep if you really want to. Unless it's 10 a.m., in which case, why are you still sleeping, Abby? Wake up, wake up. So we put the iron there. That fixes the dumbwaiter. Kind of. It doesn't really fix the dumbwaiter. That just gives us the ability to look at it upstairs. And this gives us the third tile, as well as the dragon eye pottery symbol. So let's see. Ghostly moan. Yeah, is it AM or PM? I can't tell. Let's see. So let's go to... Lewis shows up around noon. So let's do 11 AM then. Let's see if Nancy updated anything in her her locked suitcase. Love her mom jeans there. So her notes. Accidents. Why so many? Why is Charlie uptight about them? Why did she abbreviate Charlie's name? House. Haunted. Was it once a hotel? Golden Gardenia belonged to E. Valdez. Secret attic. Bandit's treasure. These are not useful notes. Believes in ghosts. Valdez? Is the seance a hoax or what? Is Charlie too young and inexperienced? Lewis works on a laptop? And what? ND, Nancy Drew. I do love how she has her own label for clothes. That's cool. Be nice if I could find one of those for me, but I don't think I can. Now we're gonna sneak into Lewis's area. Because we have these 3 tiles, we can put them in place.
It won't fit. It won't fit. It won't fit.
Excellent. So by putting all those tiles into place and pulling this, we get a secret passage. Nice! I love it. So we've got a secret passage of a child. Child, so that is the Chinese symbol for child. And let's look at this.
Aha! That's it!
Lewis, are you in there?
I'll be right there.
He found something very, very important. It's really cool we get to spy on him. I think that's neat. Personally, I like it. Really like that scene. Okay. Yeah, because that is such like a distinct portrait. Like, ooh, spying portrait. Because it's secretly spying. Okay, so it's 4653. And then 4868. And we can find, what can we find? We can find some stuff here. Like here is a message, Lewis saying, wow, he has a bunch of Civil War gold from 1870s, 1880s. Nice. Wonder where he has it. And then we have the silly newspaper clipping about Nancy Drew. It mentions Nancy Drew as a teenage detective.
What are you doing in there?
What happened? I got caught snooping around, and Rose asked me to leave.
Oh no! Now you won't be able to solve the mystery.
Better luck next time, I guess.
That's too bad. And to think you could have saved the day. And helped out Rose.
I know. If only I had another chance. I'd be a lot more careful the next time around.
Oh, man. Somebody asked if I have this puzzle memorized. I don't. I don't have that combination memorized. I just have it written down. Yeah. Alrighty. So it was 4653. It's interesting to speculate, like, who created that, that people. Because we know multiple owners of the house. We've got the Lizzie Applegate, and we've got Eve Valdez. And, here he is. Okay, Wing Tang, when he was 19, he worked as a grader on the railroad. And he came back to San Francisco and then worked as the chef for Miss Applegate. And they called it Gumbo Fu. That was the name of this hotel. And the Great Earthquake. The Great Earthquake. Yes. So that's the important clue, is we figured out the original name of the house. That's basically the big clue. So we're going to follow up on that just in a moment. Let's do some reading here. And then I'll, oh no, more cursive. Dear Hugh, I'm doing great. How are you? Yes, the rumors are true. I've bought myself a Victorian mansion. I fancy... It's funny you should mention Abby. She's actually the one who decided to go in on this venture with me. We're still in the process of restoring the place. It's a lot of fun, but also a lot of hard work. We're beginning to get a little worried that we'll fall behind schedule if we're not careful. There have been several accidents lately that have interfered with our work. When you visit, you can stay in the Chinese room. That's the room Nancy's in right now. We've just bought some new furniture for the room. We're just waiting for the wallpaper to dry before we move everything in. With all the distraction in the schedule, by the time I finish writing this letter, I'm sure we will have completed the renovations altogether. I'll try to get it into the mail before. Well, she didn't finish writing the letter. Okay, here we go. And here's another letter. I can actually read this letter. It's written from her. All right. Dear Rose, how are you? I haven't gotten messages from you in some time. I hope life is treating you well. Last I heard of, you were in the middle of planning some sort of crazy scheme to buy an old Victorian mansion. So, whatever became of that? Did you buy it? Now, how can you afford to do something like that? Who did you find as a partner to help lead this plan? I have to admit it. I hate to admit it, but I haven't been up to a whole lot lately. Life around here has been pretty dull. Nothing too great is happening here. Just a bit of the same old, same old. I need to fall into wealth, fame, and fortune, so I'll have more to write about. How's your cat and that friend of yours, Abby? The last we spoke, she talked a lot about gold and its great spiritual significance. Maybe I'll follow your lead and take on an ambitious project of my own. I could use the money I've been saving to drive out west to visit you. An adventure on the road could be just the key to motivate me. If some of the rumors I've heard of your buying the house are true, I'll definitely have to come and visit. I'll use the excuse of coming to visit to check out your new investment. I'm learning Chinese and also considering taking a trip to Beijing. A friend of mine sent me a poem she wrote in Chinese the other day. Now I want to go there. Well, enough rambling. I've got to go, but I hope to hear from you soon. Yours truly, Hugh Stradonier. Wonder who he is. Wish we got to talk to Rose about her friend, but we cannot. Let's just call everybody, shall we? I'll call all three of these people in the correct order.
Drew residence, Hannah Groon speaking.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Nancy.
Abby is very strange. She really is convinced there's a ghost somewhere in the house.
I don't know Abby very well, but I never felt comfortable with her. I can't put my finger on it, but she just seemed, well, I don't know, like she wasn't who she really was, like she was putting on an act.
Wow, you don't like Abby? Jeez, that's kind of mean. We've got lots to talk about. Yeah, let's talk to her about everything. So, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
I could never get a straight answer out of her. She was always pretending to be someone she obviously wasn't. I don't think she did it to be rude. She was probably just practicing for some part.
I met Rose's handyman, Charlie. He seems nice.
Rose told me he's a fine young fellow, but a little rough around the edges. I believe she said he's studying history at a community college.
Has Rose said anything about him and the accidents?
Nothing particular. I know she's concerned that Charlie may have inadvertently caused some of them, but she doesn't think it was intentional.
Yeah, maybe he just messed up because he's really incompetent.
I just found a hidden attic. I wonder if it has anything to do with all these accidents.
Perhaps it does. Nancy, keep this a secret until you get to the bottom of these strange events. Don't even tell Rose. The less everyone knows, the more you can investigate without creating suspicion.
Yes, Hannah does have all of the gossip here. My goodness.
Have you heard about the seance Abby hosted for Rose and me?
Seance? Good heavens.
Has Rose ever mentioned that the house may be haunted?
Haunted? No, Rose is a very practical person. I couldn't imagine that she believes in ghosts. Although she's told me she's been a bit spooked these past couple of weeks.
Spooked?
I shouldn't be saying this, but Rose told me there's been some strange things going on. She's very fond of roses and likes to have fresh flowers about. But as soon as she puts them out, they die. It's very odd.
Oh, that is weird.
Did you know Rose has a resident expert on Victorians?
Oh, yes, Rose has mentioned Lewis several times. She's really fond of him and is very grateful for his help.
Oh my.
Oh? Is there more between them than what I'm seeing?
Oh no, they're not dating or anything, but I can tell Rose likes him very much.
Lewis is up to something. I saw him take a book from the library.
That doesn't sound very suspicious. What was the book about?
Lewis's book mentioned that this house was once called Gumbo Foo in the 1800s.
That's nice, dear. I have no idea what that means. But give Emily a call. She knows all about San Francisco legends.
I should get back to work. Goodbye.
Don't work too hard.
Sounds good. Let's call Bess. 1, 5, 2, 3, 5, 5, 5, 44, 68.
Hello?
Hi, Bess. It's Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. George is here. Let me put her on the speakerphone.
Nancy?
Hi, George.
Hey, what's up?
I'm in San Francisco, helping a friend of Hannah's renovate an old Victorian mansion. She wants to open up a bed and breakfast. Unfortunately, some strange accidents have delayed the project.
Uh-oh.
Well, get this. One of the owners, Abby, thinks the place is haunted by a ghost named Valdez.
A ghost? Well, I'm glad I'm not out there.
Sounds like another case is in the works.
So tell us more about what's been going on.
Do you know anything about the house's history?
I met the resident handyman, Charlie. He's pretty young, and I don't think he has much experience.
Maybe he doesn't charge very much, so he's probably a good bargain for Rose.
Or maybe he's just cute.
Bess, is that all you can think about?
No.
He doesn't charge very much because he doesn't know anything. I think that's why she's paying him, because he's free.
Do either of you know what gumbo foo means?
It sounds Chinese.
Call Emily, she'll know.
Listen to this. I found a secret attic and an old desk. It looks like no one's been in there for years.
There's probably a lot of clues about the house in there.
Oh, what was in the desk?
An old playbill for a musical called The Bandit's Treasure.
The Bandit's treasure? Maybe there is treasure in the house.
I found some letters written by E. Valdez. I guess he was the owner of a hotel named the Golden Gardenia.
Valdez.
Golden gardenias? I thought they were all white.
That's it. Don't you see? The hotel has gold hidden in it, and Valdez is watching over it.
I don't think so, Bess.
I don't know. Maybe there is a big hidden treasure. Just a bunch of 1800s gold waiting to be found here. I think Bess is onto something.
Abby hosted a seance and contacted the spirit who's haunting the house.
Did you actually see the ghost?
Yeah, right. I'm sure it was some kind of trick.
Abby sounds suspicious.
Yeah, maybe she's hiding something. She probably knows more about the house than she's admitting.
Can you guys give me a clue? I'm not sure what to do next.
Okay, we'll help you.
But since you're a senior detective,
We'll make the hints a little harder.
play the bandit's treasure on the piano.
You never know what you'll get if you improvise a little bit.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a pretty good clue.
I should get going. Talk to you later.
See ya!
Bye.
I have a hard time actually following up on that clue, though. Have to remember the musical notes? Like, uh-oh.
This is Emily.
Hi, Emily. It's Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew? I haven't heard from you in ages. How's Hannah in River Heights? You're not in San Francisco, are you, my dear?
Actually, I am. I'm helping one of Hannah's friends, Rose Green, renovate this wonderful old Victorian mansion. She wants to open up a bed and breakfast.
Seems to be the trend these days. I'll bet you're staying in the Haight-Ashbury district.
The address is 4653 California Lane. Is that anywhere near there?
No, I think you're in the Heights. The Haight has many Victorians that have been restored, and a lot of them have been converted into bed and breakfasts. You know, you're lucky you caught me at home. I've been traveling most of these days, but after that crazy tour of Egypt. By the way, riding a camel is not as easy as it looks. My editor gave me an assignment right here in town. It'll be on the Dragons of San Francisco.
And somebody asks, oh, who's Emily? Who's Emily? I'm not entirely sure. Emily only appears in this game, and it's clear that Nancy and Emily know each other from, like, a previous case. I don't know what that case is.
Dragons of San Francisco sounds exotic. What kind of dragons are you researching?
Chinese dragons. My editor thought this would make a great topic for a photo essay. The dragon is a very important symbol in Chinese culture.
So it seems. My room is full of Chinese decorations.
Oh, sure. Many of the Victorians have rooms with themes, usually colors or cultures. I once spent a night in a Victorian where each room had a bird theme. Don't laugh, but I stayed in the nuthatch room.
Well, I guess that beats the turkey room. Are there a lot of Victorian mansions here in San Francisco?
After the gold rush, San Francisco had a building boom, but most of the great Victorian mansions weren't built until the late 1800s. Nowadays, it's very popular to convert them into bed and breakfasts.
Were many of these mansions destroyed by earthquakes?
Oh, yes. Many of the early Victorians were destroyed in the fires after the Great Earthquake in 1906. It's often quite difficult to find out about a house's history before that time. Oh dear, am I talking too much? I get so distracted at times I tend to get carried away a bit. So how are you, Nancy? Why did you call? Is there anything I can help you out with?
Emily definitely is some sort of journalist based on her conversations. So let's see. Let's ask about Yerba Buena Town.
Do you know where Yerba Buena Town is?
That's what San Francisco was called back during the Spanish colonial period, but no one calls it that anymore.
Tell me about the Spanish and San Francisco.
Oh, you could write a book on that. The Spanish were the first Europeans to settle this area during the 1700s, and it stayed that way until after the Mexican-American War when it was handed over to the United States. It couldn't have happened at a better time because gold was discovered outside the city not more than 2 years later.
With all of that gold around, I'd imagine there's a lot of buried treasure in this town.
Yeah, you'd think that, but I've never heard of any in San Francisco, except for Treasure Island out in the bay. But that's named after the book, not some legend.
Can you tell me about the Chinese writing system? I seem to come across a lot of Chinese symbols.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. The Chinese have been an important part of San Francisco history for over 100 years. The symbols are called Hanzi, and each one represents a particular thing, or an idea, or an action. You find them all over on business cards, takeout cartons, artwork.
Emily is very educational. She's just telling me all sorts of fun educational facts about San Francisco and its history.
I found some old papers in the house, plus a page from a phone directory dated 1894.
Oh, that sounds valuable. It's hard to find old documents like that before 1906.
What do you know about the Bandit's Treasure?
Bandit's Treasure? Oh, you mean the play? The Rep did a season where they performed old local plays, including the Bandit's Treasure. I've never seen it, but I hear the music is fantastic.
Have you heard of an antique dealer named Louis Chandler?
Nope, never heard of him.
Have you ever come across hidden rooms in Victorian mansions?
No, but I've read that many houses were only partially rebuilt after the Great Earthquake, closing off damaged rooms from the rest of the house.
Do you know what the words gum bo fu mean?
Sounds Chinese to me. Why don't you ask everyone what they think it means? It may have something to do with the house. In the meantime, I'll ask my friends about it. Gum bo fu.
I should get going. Goodbye, Emily.
Talk to you later.
Alrighty, I think we basically just talked to everyone now at this point in the game. Lewis is not here. I thought I heard the door open and close, so I'm like, is that Lewis? But it sounds like it wasn't him. So let's see if I can find the, play the song on the piano. Which is,
It's locked. It's locked.
Not that. We have to get the keys correct. Those two keys are very similar. Where is it? Here it is. So we play these notes. Da 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 da. Oh man. This is gonna be difficult. Okay, I'll take a picture of it with my phone. And I can't tell if it's... I'll just try just playing all the notes and then just playing the highlighted notes. None of these notes are highlighted. You can kind of see some words written there, huh? I wonder why. It could have been Lewis getting his briefcase. Yeah, Lewis got his briefcase and then immediately left. Alright, I will accept that, explanation.
I hope you're convinced now that the spirits are with us. These ghosts are here to stay.
I heard someone crying in the hallway. Was that you?
I told you the spirits were interested in you. Was it a woman crying?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. How did you know?
It must be one of our phantom residents.
Ooh, Phantom.
Do you know who this phantom could be?
Well, it wasn't me crying out there.
What kind of person is Charlie? He seems to feel bad about all of these mishaps.
Ugh, it's clear to me that Charlie's totally responsible for the accidents. Who else could it have been? He's a really nice kid, but he has no idea what he's doing. Unfortunately, Rose doesn't want to fire him. And there's something suspicious about him.
What do you mean?
The other day, I was down in the basement working for over an hour, and suddenly he sneaks up on me. I bet he was down there the whole time, watching me.
That is creepy.
Do you know much about Louis? It must be great having your own expert on Victorians.
He owns Chandler Interiors, a very reputable antique store. I'm sure his clients will be quite interested in our bed and breakfast once they hear about our resident ghost.
How long have you known Rose?
A couple of years. She has good business sense, but I think she needs to think more about advertising. Otherwise, we're just like all the other B&Bs in this town, and believe me, there's plenty of them.
Do you know what gumbo foo means?
Gumbo foo? I love gumbo. What kind of gumbo is gumbo foo?
I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Ta-ta for now.
TTFN, ta-ta for now. Let's go downstairs and try to play that song on the piano. So it looks like the notes were, B, E, and then that's, G, A, G. That was it. That was it. Okay. My love, here's the key you'll need. Most excellent. We solved the puzzle. So you do have to play the highlighted notes. Not all the notes, just the highlighted ones.
Hey, Nancy, I see you survived Abby's seance. Man, that Valdez guy sure sounded creepy.
I guess. Were you down here then? I don't remember seeing you.
Rose told me all about it. So how are things coming along? Anything I can help you out with?
Can you tell me more about the accidents?
I'd really rather not talk about that right now.
Really? What do you think about my piano playing? Do you like it?
Have you ever heard of someone named Valdez?
I've heard of a Diego Valdez. He was a wealthy rancher who lived in the 1800s. Yeah, I just read a book on him for my history class.
Was he from San Francisco?
No, he was sort of a hermit and never married. But he was extremely generous. He gave away thousands of dollars.
Wow.
How do you like working for Abby?
She's not bad. She can be a little weird. I think she gets on Rose's nerves sometimes.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
She always does a disappearing act whenever Rose needs her to do some work. And I think Rose has sort of had it, you know?
Ouch. Yeah, Abby's just lazy and runs away all the time.
Abby thinks the house is haunted. Do you?
I'm not sure. Let's just say I wouldn't rule it out. But that's Abby's department, not mine.
Do you know what the words gumbo foo mean?
I'm not sure. I've never heard that before.
Had you come across any hidden passageways down here?
You mean like a trapdoor leading to a room with skeletons or something? No, I haven't.
I'll let you get back to your renovation.
Hasta la pasta.
Pasta. No, I want pasta.
I should wait until he leaves.
And we want to wait for him to leave before we go upstairs. Here's something about that play we mentioned, we heard about earlier, that they were putting on. Scandal! Horror! Outrage! Citing the increased popularity of stage reviews and decreased charitable contributions, the Ladies Protection Society has announced a shocking new strategy for raising much-needed funds for the benefit of widows and orphans in our region. No longer will the good ladies of our society hold garden parties, afternoon teas, or cakewalks to solicit contributions. Instead, these proper wives, daughters, and mothers will act on stage like common troubadours in several popular plays in order to raise money for their good works. As decent gentlemen, we should not allow the fair sex to denigrate themselves to this level of vulgarity. Women belong in the home, not upon the stage. Editor. So yeah, that's the sort of sexist garbage that Lizzie Applegate had to put up with. Didn't stop her, obviously. Alrighty, let's talk to Rose.
Hello.
Where did Abby find those papers that are in the parlor?
She told me they were in her room, which surprised me since it was completely empty when we moved in. Now, the room you're staying in was crammed with furniture. I think most of it was original with the house.
How do you know Louis?
He stopped by one day to introduce himself. He seemed awfully curious about our property, but he's an antique dealer specializing in the Victorian period. He's been extremely helpful advising us on authentic decor.
Do you think Charlie is responsible for these accidents?
Abby thinks he is, but I'm not sure. I really trust in him, and I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Does Charlie live around here?
He told me he just moved here from Iowa, but doesn't have a place of his own yet. He said he's staying with friends.
Do you know what gumbo foo means?
No, not that I can remember.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Goodbye.
Oh, hey, the live stream just passed 1,000 views. All right. Woo! That's pretty cool. 1,000 views in an hour. That's like amazing. Wow. Let's talk to Louis. I think he might be here. What on earth is this? Ah! Oh man. Alright, that was creepy and weird. Where is Louis? Here?
Hello, Nancy.
Hi, Louis. I haven't spoken to you in quite some time.
Do you think Charlie is doing a good job?
Certainly. He's rough around the edges, but he's reliable and learns very quickly. He's just what Rose and I need.
I was wondering whether you knew anything about someone named E. Valdez.
E. Valdez. No, I've never heard of that name. But I'll jot it down and let you know if I come across it anywhere.
Some people are saying that sound, it's similar to the sound Revenant uses in Nancy Drew, the Silent Spy. Nancy Drew, we are coming for you.
What kind of antique store do you own?
It's a gallery, not a store. And it's called Chandler Interiors, specializing in the Victorian period. I have clients from all over the world, and if I don't have what they're looking for, I find it.
I love how pompous he is. It's like, it's a gallery, not a store. Thank you very much.
What was the Ladies' Protection Society?
A popular charity in the early 1900s. They helped widows and orphans.
Was this house once a hotel?
That's hard to say. The house has been renovated many times, but several of its original features, such as the saloon and staircase, seem to indicate that it may have been a hotel. Unfortunately, there are no records on this house before 1906.
This guy does I mean, Louis does seem extremely similar to Richard Topham from Nancy Drew's Secret of the Old Clock, that game. They're both really stuck up and concerned about their work. It's like, I'm so much smarter than you are.
Do you know what gumbo foo means?
Where did you hear that?
It's, I read about it in a magazine. If you select book, it's a game over sequence. He gets mad at you.
I read about it in a magazine.
I see. As I recall, it means House of Great Books. After the Great Earthquake, many books and documents were stored in private homes to save them from the fires. The Chinese called those houses gumbo fu.
I won't keep you any longer.
Goodbye.
Well, that's it for him. Let me leave. I know something exciting happens inside this Louis area. Ah! Creepy. At some point, so I'm gonna leave and come back, see if we can trigger that scene. Not sure if we can, but we will. Let's try. So I leave and then I come back. Nope. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna skip ahead to the next day then. I think actually we've got like 2 or 3 things we can do. Let's go upstairs. That one will be easier.
It's locked.
It's locked. look here, we put this, and it says, find Diego on stairs. A very well hidden secret message. Let me use the crowbar here. So something fun is you can actually start this Diego puzzle without having read that notice in the attic. So I have seen people just start the game, immediately run over here and solve the Diego puzzle. So let's see, it looks like I'm gonna do the O and then the G. No, it looks like I do the I, the O, I-O-G, and then D, and then the E. I think that's the order we have to spell it. Diego coins. False floor. Secret message there. So cool. Diego, I waited so long for your return, but have kept our treasure true. Here is the tool you will need to find it. May your rainbow never run out of luck. E. The stars and moon will shine on you as you begin your quest. Move like a knight upon her something to quickly pass the test. That'll be a puzzle later on. Take care to keep your path in check along the outside border, for you may see the sun return to chain in rightful order, to claim its rightful order. This is kind of a cool puzzle. It's just hard to solve that puzzle because it's just hard to read that writing. Hard to read that writing, I should say. So I think at 3 o'clock Abby's gone. We can break into Abby's room. So let's see if we can do that. What's this? Nancy, I'm sorry I couldn't drop this off myself, but I'm going off to Mexico. I spoke with my friend about Gumbo Fu. It means Gold Treasure Mansion. Wow. Wow, really? Oh, what's this letter? Leave the mansion now! Oh. Well, that's creepy. Creepy as creepy creep. And yes, Abby is in fact gone, so we can break into her room and sneak around. Old West romances. Ooh, Lizzie Applegate and the Bandit. So the infamous masked bandit El Diablo fell madly in love with Lizzie Applegate during her years at the mining camps. He would ride his jet black steed onto the stage and leave her a bouquet of gardenias. She joined his band and was there at the Christmas robbery of 1878. That's a really cool spinny thingy, actually. That's cool. And moon incense. Yes. How do I back away? There we go. And yes, Abby can spy out through this painting too. Creepy. The Zodiac and you. This is important for the Zodiac puzzle in Nancy's room. Abby's little turban, I like that. The dead roses, creepy. The art of mastering illusion. This basically talks about seances and how to fool people while doing seances. creepy. I do like the pictures, though. The pictures are really neat. I think I grab the spider here, and I use that to open up the closet. And we've got more of this stuff. Abby is definitely spying on everyone and playing secret messages. That is not a spooky sound effect. That is just people talking.
I see you.
I see you. That's creepy.
Something's missing here.
I didn't see the bottom. Okay, the bottom is where you can play.
I need a tape.
Play tapes. I don't have the tape yet. But it's the Valdez tape from the seance, basically. I guess we can find the tape and leave here. Let's see. Do we have the exciting scene in Lewis's area yet? Ah, this is cool too. Here we go. Here it is. Oh man, there's a fire. It's a right here fire.
Fire! Fire!
Okay, so back away.
It's too late.
Wait, what? Wow, we do not get a lot of time with that. So I think you ignore the fire and grab this. And then use it on the fire.
I talked to everybody in the house, and none of them can figure out what caused the fire. Maybe I should take Lewis's advice and cut my losses before it's too late.
What did the fire department say?
They think the fire was caused by sparks from the fireplace, since it doesn't have a screen. And I specifically told Charlie to buy one. How could he have forgotten?
Really, Charlie?
What was Lewis's advice?
He has a client who might want to buy the place. Someone with more experience and money to finish all of the renovations. No, I am bound and determined to stick with this house no matter what. Nothing can drive me away. I don't care if it's fires, earthquakes, or Mr. Valdez with his gang of ghosts.
Excuse me for prying, but why did you spend so much money to insure the house against fire?
For protection. I've put my entire life savings into this house, and if it goes up in smoke, I'll lose everything.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Bye.
Alrighty. I think we can talk to Charlie if he's here. That was exciting with the fire, huh? Huh? This place almost went up in smoke.
Hey, Nancy. I hear there's been another accident. You've got to believe me, I didn't have anything to do with it. I just hope Rose doesn't blame me for this one.
Too late, she already did.
Rose mentioned the fire screen you were supposed to get.
But I did buy it. Lewis told me that it was the wrong type and said he'd get another one, so I returned it.
And that's all there is to it?
Everyone thinks I'm causing these accidents because I was always the last one there, but I had nothing to do with them. I can tell you this. There's something unusual going on in this house.
So, do you have any proof?
I'd better not say any more. Sorry.
Really, Charlie? That's not helpful.
Who was the last person you saw in the parlor before the fire?
I've been working mostly in the basement, but I think I saw Abby go through those papers right before the fire.
I'll let you get back to your renovation.
Later.
Charlie's still working on that block of wood. You will finish painting it someday, Charlie. I swear. Let's talk to Abby.
Hi, Nancy. I can't believe we had a fire. I can't believe it. I bet Charlie was down there before it started.
Ouch, why do you hate Charlie so much?
Why do you say that?
Because he's always around at the scene of these accidents. I told Rose to fire him, but she won't listen to me.
I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Pax vobiscum.
So let's see, we can talk to Lewis, I assume. We'll talk to him too. And I think the only other thing I can think of doing is sneaking into that basement area when Charlie's not there, examining it. So what started the fire? It looks like it was the letter from Hugh. That's what I think. That's what I think it was. Where is Lewis? Double doors is Lewis.
Ah, Nancy, what a shame to have lost those papers. And to think that we almost lost the house. Rose is very fortunate to have you here.
Did you hear anything in the parlor before the fire started?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm somewhat isolated here. With these thick walls, I barely hear anything.
Were the papers very valuable?
Not for my purposes, no. But they must have had some sentimental value.
Do you know why the fireplace in the parlor didn't have a screen?
No, I don't. No, I remember. I was to purchase an antique fire screen, but never found a suitable match. I feel just terrible. I must apologize to Rose about this.
I won't keep you any longer.
Good day.
Alright. Well, at least he admits it instead of, like, blaming Charlie, which is what everyone else is doing. So this is the fireplace. That's where the fire started. I don't know. Can a spark travel that far? Maybe? Not sure. So we're gonna switch to like daytime or nighttime. Creaky staircase.
You have become completely distracted by all of the spiritualism stuff. I think you were in the parlor, either burning candles or using that flash paper.
Well, excuse me for trying to find some ways to promote this place. It's good business sense.
Well, I guess we won't have to worry about advertising if the mansion burns down.
You've given up. You want the mansion to burn to the ground. That way you won't have to worry about losing your investment. You'll just collect the insurance.
How dare you? Are you accusing me of fraud?
I'm sorry, Rose. I don't know. It's just all these accidents and now this. I know you're dedicated to this house. I'm sorry for doubting you.
Let's just finish up these curtains. I think the stress of the last few weeks has finally gotten the better of us.
Interesting fight between Rose and Abby. Peacefully resolved, it sounds like. Sounds like they're not really fighting so much anymore. So let's go early in the morning. 3 a.m. Down to the basement, gonna play, actually not gonna play the piano. We are gonna go here. Let's see, how do I look at that chair area? Here. So Abby definitely set up this elaborate tape player. That's how she faked the seance. Figured out your tricks, Abby. Ha 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 ha.
It's stuck.
We use the crowbar and the lantern together to explore this area. If you don't use the lantern, you fall into the hole and die, and it's very sad. So check this out. This is where Charlie is living. He's living in the secret area behind the bar. Hi, Mom and Dad. I'm working very, very much. Hideaway, Iowa. I'm definitely a hideaway here. The Great King Chinese Restaurant. And he's doing a research paper on El Diablo, so he knows a lot about this character. and the stagecoach robbery. It is, I don't know, it's really creepy that Charlie's just sort of living in the basement. Yeah, that's how he was able to see the seance. And it's creepy that he's talking about, I mean, that's how he was able to sneak up on Abby that one time, was he's just living there. That might explain why he's doing such a bad job of renovation work. As soon as they get customers, he won't be able to live in this place anymore. So he's purposely doing a bad job. How do I stick this in? Okay, put it in there. And then I do Lewis Antiques. What's his password? And we can read this. Okay, the Great Christmas Robbery. Outline. Participants. This is just a table of contents, that's it? Really, Charlie? Where's your actual paper? Huh. Interesting. Spinning around. I think we'll talk to... We'll skip ahead in time and talk to everybody, and then how about we do the end game sequence after that? I think we're pretty close to the end of the game now. I want to confront Charlie over the fact that he is secretly living in this place. So let's go with noon. Yeah, we could have learned out a lot more about that Christmas robbery. That would have been cool to learn about at that point in the game. Let's see, is Abby here?
Hello.
Does Charlie live around here?
I'm not sure. He said he's between apartments. I think he said he's staying with friends until he can find a place of his own.
Between apartments? That seems kind of odd.
Not for San Francisco. Rents are really high, and there are so many kids thinking they can find cheap housing out here. It's sad to say, but a lot of them end up on the streets.
I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Bye-bye.
Bye, see you later. Guess we couldn't talk to her much. Wish we could talk to her about the fact that she was faking the hauntings. That seems like a very important thing to talk about. So let's not talk to Rose right now. Talk to her last.
Hi, Nancy. What's up?
Charlie, I found this diskette. I think it's yours.
I was wondering where it was. Thanks a lot, Nancy. Luckily, I had a backup at the school.
Was it El Diablo who stole the gold, or someone else?
It was definitely El Diablo, but no one knows who he was. In my opinion, El Diablo never existed. He was a composite of different outlaws from that era.
Whatever happened to the gold?
Nobody knows. Some historians say that the bank faked the robbery to collect the insurance money.
Charlie, I know your secret. I know you're living in the hidden room behind the saloon.
Please don't tell Rose. I have no place to stay.
How did you find the room?
I was homeless, camping out in parks. One day I was looking for a place to get out of the rain, so I ducked under some bushes and found this hidden panel that led to the secret room. Nancy, I didn't mean any harm. I just needed a place to live.
What other secrets do you know about this house?
I have seen some odd things down here, like Abby's seance.
I'll let you get back to your renovation.
Thanks. And thanks, Nancy, for keeping my secret. I'll tell Rose.
Good. You should tell Rose that you've been secretly living in her house. Let's talk to Lewis. La 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 la.
Yes, Nancy.
Oh.
I won't keep you any longer.
Goodbye, Nancy.
Nothing. Never mind then. Never mind. Let's call our friends. Because I believe the endgame sequence starts as soon as we have this phone conversation with Emily.
Hi, Emily. It's Nancy.
Listen, my dear, I'm off to a photo shoot in Mexico, even though I don't know why they're sending me down there again. I just got back a couple of months ago, but who knows what goes on in my editor's mind, always thinking of new ways to make my life miserable. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes, I'll find out what that phrase means before I go, okay? Okay, good luck.
Yep. And let's call Bess. Might as well.
Hello?
Hi, Bess.
What's up?
You'll never believe this, but things have gotten even more complicated. I found some clues that there might be buried treasure in the house.
Wow! Oh, Nancy, it sounds like you've got a real case on your hands. How can we help?
There was a small fire in the house, but luckily I put it out. But the old papers that Abby found were destroyed.
Things are really starting to heat up, Nancy.
Ugh, and so are the bad puns.
Why would someone want to burn those papers?
I bet there was something in them that was important.
I'd take another look at the scene of the fire for any clues.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I found a secret room in the basement, and it looks like someone is living there.
Who could it be?
Probably Charlie. Doesn't he spend most of his time down there?
Look around for clues. Who knows what he's up to?
Can you guys give me a clue? I'm not sure what to do next.
What in the world is Gumbo Foo?
You'll need to ask around to find that out.
I should get going. Talk to you later.
See ya!
Bye!
Alright, let's also call Hannah, simply because we will never get to talk to her again in the Nancy Drew series.
Drew residence, Hannah Groon speaking.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Nancy.
Abby faked the seance. She rigged a table with a projector.
Well, you didn't think it was for real, did you? Don't worry, Rose, about this. She has enough on her mind already. I just can't imagine why Abby would go to all that trouble.
There was a fire in the parlor, but I put it out in time.
Thank goodness. I just hope nobody was hurt. Rose told me she was afraid that house was a fire trap. I'm just so glad you were there to save the place.
Hannah, do you think Rose could have started the fire to collect the insurance on the house?
No, not at all. Rose loves that house. It's her dream come true. I can't imagine her doing something like that. She's very determined to open that B&B.
I should get back to work. Goodbye.
Have a good day.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So now let's talk to Rose. And if I've done everything correctly, Rose will start the end of the game. It begins with everybody just leaving me, abandoning me to go to the Winter Festival.
I'm glad you dropped by. You know, I wanted to tell you that you'll be alone in the house for a while. Everyone is going to the Winter Festival, and Charlie's studying for finals. I also took down one of the tapestries in your room for dry cleaning, and what was the other thing? Oh, a messenger dropped off a letter for you. I put it in your room.
That's the message from Emily.
Are you missing any papers?
Funny you should ask. Yes, I did misplace some old letters, but I'm sure they'll show up soon.
I can see you're busy. I'll let you go.
Don't work too hard.
Yep, that is it. So they are all leaving for the Winter Festival. Nobody wants to hang out with Nancy. They all ran away to the Winter Festival, left Nancy behind.
Yes, Nancy.
I won't keep you any longer.
I guess Lewis
Goodbye.
is still here. Okay, well, whatever. Everybody goes to the Winter Festival, which means Nancy's alone, which gives her the perfect opportunity to snoop around, or at least solve a puzzle inside her bedroom. Going up the nice staircase. And here we go. Because the tapestry was taken down, we can see this. Oh, yes, and we have this puzzle as well. Listen, my child, to the story of dreams, and know the beginning is more difficult than it seems. So a lot of these words we got Chinese symbols for. Like, for, daughter, child, I think beginning maybe, like moon and king. So we need to recreate those symbols, but not yet. First, we need to press those zodiac symbols in the correct order according to the book, which was in Abby's room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we need to recreate all those Chinese symbols. And this is a really tough puzzle. It basically requires you to write out all the symbols on your own, really. And for a lot of people, I imagine they were forced to, like, go back and play through the entire game, go through every scene of the game, trying to find all the symbols, because you might have missed one or two. Well, let's see. This symbol is correct, so the first one is correct. And then we are going to go clockwise 3 times. So, 1, 2, 3. Then clockwise 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then clockwise 4 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clockwise 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Clockwise once. Clockwise once again. Counterclockwise 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counterclockwise 4 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then clockwise once. All 10 symbols in order. That's how we solve that puzzle. Oh boy. So, what do we find? We find this, our wedding day. Elizabeth Applegate and Diego Valdez got married. So E. Valdez was probably Elizabeth Valdez. Well, they got married on 1876. That's sweet. Some old jewelry, it looks like. My dearest Elizabeth, I could never sully that sweet name by calling you Lizzie. You shall evermore be Elizabeth, my Elizabeth, the sweet dear woman who has honored me with her enchanting presence and grace. Tonight I ride on yet another perilous... something, but always to return to your beloved's side? Until then, please accept this bouquet of gardenias, your favorite, El Diablo. Wish we could read this second letter, but it looks like it's just underground. Or not underground, it's underneath a thing. So last will and testament, I, Elizabeth Valdez, make this my last will and testament to my friend Nellie, my necklace, and $5,000. Wing Tang, $15,000. My secretary, $10,000. And to my beloved Diego, my husband, the entirety of my house, all of its contents, with the exception of that stuff I said earlier. In the event that my husband is not located after 1 year, or if he's dead, then my estate must be liquidated and then given to the Ladies Protection Society 1902. Cool.
Something's missing here.
So we're gonna put this in here for a puzzle. Now this puzzle, remember, the solution was to move across the board like, what was it, a knight? It was a knight, right? So I go here, up 1, over 2, then over 1, up 2, down 1, over 2. That is what the puzzle said. Yeah, we got it. Woo! And now we have this puzzle, which ends. The empty piece goes over here in the upper right-hand corner. So that means we're going to start with the bottom left-hand corner first. It is really tricky because we're trying to recreate that Firebird Phoenix puzzle. The Phoenix puzzle from the library. We saw the painting there. So I think the best way to get this puzzle solved is to get the entire left-hand side done first. So to get the left-hand side done first, I got the bottom one, I got the piece directly above it. This is the topmost piece. And this was the piece. Hold on a second. This is the piece that goes here. So by putting the topmost piece here and the piece next to it, I mean the piece underneath the topmost one right next to it, I slide them like this. That was the idea. So now I've got the entire left-hand side of the board all figured out. Then let's do the next column. So that's gonna be not this. Okay, those two pieces are the middle ones. And so the piece under it's gonna have to be like the shoulder and this one on top. I think this is that shoulder piece. So let's get that shoulder piece into place. And then that piece next to it, yeah. So then this piece goes on top, so I'm gonna have to get it next to that one. Hopefully the strategy makes sense and it's not just random rambling. But see, I've got these two pieces that go in these two spots. They're right next to each other. That way I can slide them both into place like that. So next, we get to do these two pieces and then those two pieces, and then hope the final three pieces work perfectly. So I think it's going to be the neck, and then the phoenix, well, the neck, the two neck pieces. Oh man, this is going to be one of those tough ones. Okay, so I'm going to have to do something like this. There's the neck. There's the other neck. I've got the two neck pieces next to each other. That way I can slide them both into place. Just sort of like what I was doing here, except now I'm going up and down rather than left and right. Okay, so now those two pieces are in place. And then, let's see, this is probably, these two pieces go here? What do you think? That's what I think. So let's just slide these pieces around like that. There we go. Done. Perfect. Yes. Woo! Okay, slider puzzles. Did it. Okay. Oh man. Alright. We found this big hidden safe. Ghostly laugh. Alrighty, so the rest of the clue was to take the eye of the phoenix and put it inside one of these phoenixes. I think it's this one. That indicates the top secret hidden spot where the gold is.
Gold! And to think I was standing on it all along.
Ha 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 ha.
Ah!
Too bad no one will ever find out about it.
Louis?
I knew it! There must be over $1 million in here.
I've got to stop him before he gets away.
Alright, so we need to stop Lewis, and we do that by climbing up the non-squeaky staircase. And then we just drop a chandelier on his head. It's appropriate because his last name is Chandler. So hey, Chandler, check out the chandelier thingy.
What? Hey! Hey! Get me out of here!
Dear Bess, I'm just about finished with my renovation work and counting out all of those gold coins. Louis was behind all of the accidents, hoping to pressure Rose into selling the house so he could find the treasure himself. Although Rose and Abby may not have a legal right to the gold, the bank the coins were stolen from will still give them a reward for finding it. The house also has gotten a lot of publicity with all of the news stories, and the place is booked solid for the first month of its opening. I guess a haunted bed and breakfast with hidden treasures is all the rage these days. even if there are no such things as ghosts. I think. See you soon, Nancy.
That is really a violent ending. I'm surprised Lewis is still alive. He should be severely injured by having that chandelier dropped on top of him. It is also kind of strange that Nancy's inventory completely disappears. There's nothing in her inventory there. Well, whatever. So that is the end of Nancy Drew number 3, Message in a Haunted Mansion. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll just hang around here and continue watching these ending credits. It's just, an evil laugh is weird, because we got that evil ghost laugh, and then we had Lewis's laugh. And they both sounded quite similar. Almost like Lewis was the ghosts. I can't think of anything clever to say here. I just kind of want to go to bed and go to sleep at this point. It's like I've been playing lots of video games. Lots of video games. And yes, this game was made in the year 2000. Okay, thank you very much for watching, everybody.